Hey guys, Adam Fennig here with Fennig Equipment. You're tuned into the Talking Shed. Hey, we're enjoying some beautiful November weather here. It's dried out enough to do some demos. Cody brought us up here to Pandora, Ohio. We had a few guys here today doing a demo of a Salford 1200 in this cornfield. And we went up against that Krause Excellerator out there. And I want to show you guys some of the differences that we're seeing in this field. You can see he's running that Krause out there. But he ran that Krause right here, and I just want to talk about some differences visually that we saw. You know, of course, we know the Salford, every blade is on its own spring coil, whereas some of those Krause and Great Plains, they've got a gang. So that gang is basically welded or fastened rigid to that frame. Some big differences we noticed is the Krause would move a lot in the field, and that was because those blades, everything the blades felt, got moved to the frame. And so that's where you get some washboarding effect and some uneven ground. The Salford, those springs and the blades, they would each absorb the unlevelness of the field, and that tool would just run. The frame would just run smooth. So you always had a smooth finish with the Salford. So that was a big difference. Planting behind a Salford is going to be much smoother than behind a gang machine. Now right here is where the Krause ran, and you can see we've got some dirt that's thrown up, but I wanted to show you guys some things. If you look right here real close, you can see this is where the blade went. And we talk a lot about the smearing effect, and this right here is the smearing effect. It's where that blade came through here on an angle and created a smearing or a hard pan. And look at how kind of chunky this dirt is. You know, it's a little bit wet, but that is the smear effect and the compaction that we see from a gang machine. It's pretty uneven, and when you walk across here, I mean, you can dang near twist an ankle on this stuff because it's so chunky. You've got a valley and then a hump. So if you look right down in here, if I pull some of this stuff away, it's got several slabs. Everything is in slabs with that Krause. And if you look right here, bring that camera down here, Cody. So right here, I'm pulling this dirt away. Check out this smearing effect that we get. Right here, a blade and a blade ran right through here, and we've got this hard, I mean, that's pretty tough stuff. And this is not fractured whatsoever. This is a perfect visual. And look, this thing just goes on forever. I'm digging. That's what you're gonna get. And you can imagine driving across this. I mean, this is rock hard. That's what you're gonna get. That's a lot of the unlevelness that we see. And basically what these blades do is they come through and they pitch the dirt out. That's where you get those slabs that I was talking about. Those slabs lay in here, and that blade just kind of digs under here and throws a slab out. And you end up with these slabs. They were laying right in here. There's no explosion, there's no fracturing. It's all just kind of slabbed because that gang is rigid. Nothing's moving on the gang. It's all in the frame, and you get that effect right there. We're gonna walk out here to where a Salford ran, and we'll continue the video. Okay guys, we moved over to where a Salford has been ran, and if you look close at this ground, you can't see any smearing effect, but it's all pretty level and pretty smooth. Looks to me like a blade ran right through here. You can see we're only going probably 3 inches deep, but again, it's fractured. It's pretty soft, pretty mellow, and there's a lot of loose dirt. You don't see any of those chunks. You don't see any of those slabs. We pull all this residue away, and look right here, a blade ran right here, a blade ran right here, and look at this center. Look at that, just barely. Even though we're on 5-inch spacing, blade here and blade here, look at that. it just breaks apart. Can take all this residue away. Again, let's back up. Right here's a blade. Right here's a blade. We've got this ridge in the center. Breaks apart. No slabbing, just explosion. And that's what the coils do. That's what the coils do for you. They sit there and they jackhammer. I talk about it all the time, but we're seeing it here in real life. Okay guys, we're right at the dividing line right here. This is Salford, this is Krause. I just want to show you guys some things. So Salford, pretty dang mellow. You can take your foot, there's loose dirt, and I can keep going because everything is exploded in that top 2 inches. You know, if I hit a column, my foot can tear it apart because everything's been exploded. You go over here, and this is, you can see already, look, it's flat. Let's remove this, remove a lot of this residue, and you can see the rough slabbing effect. See this right here? Right there's your columns. And I can't quite get all that out. If I run my foot under there, I can maybe get some out, but you've still got columns. There's your column. That's where those things ran. That's the Krause. Those are not fractured and broken apart. You can stand on them. Whereas over there in the Salford, you could break them all apart with my foot. So quite a bit chunkier and quite a bit different. There's another column right there. I bet you there's a blade there, 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 and there. And now you've got to drive over that either in the spring or the fall with your planter. So that's the difference. Come back over here to the Salford. Completely smooth. No columns whatsoever. Just loose, exploded dirt. No columns. Everything is just exploded side to side.